Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. It is the weekend, and this is the PHNX Sun Devils show brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, even leave a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. I'm Anthony Totri, joined as always by my partner in crime, Shawn DePaz. Shane Diefenbach is out there somewhere. I want to say he's on the moon today.
Yes, he is.
I don't know why he's there.
He's not here, and so Schrodinger Shane. He can be
the streets, though. The streets say he'll be back tomorrow.
The streets have been saying. I'll believe it when I see it, but the streets have been saying.
How's your Friday going, man?
It's going. It is 2 o'clock, 2 beers deep. Well, it'll be about a beer and a half, beer and 3/4. I'm at like my wit's end. I think my head's gonna explode, but it's the weekend almost, so we're just in time. If weeks were 8 days, I wouldn't make it through this week.
What would the 8th day of the week be called? I bet you've never thought of that.
Plaus Day.
Plaus Day?
Yeah.
Would that come after Sunday, or like where would it be?
In between Saturday and Sunday.
It's in between Saturday and Sunday.
Because Sunday and Friday are like fake weekend days. Because Fridays you gotta work.
Just Sunday's fake.
No, but Fridays you have to work still.
Yeah.
Like, and then Sundays it feels like it's not really a weekend because you got to get up early the next day. You get an extra weekend in there, so you get a Saturday and a what did I call it? A Thursday. I don't know. I'm going to come up with something different.
Applause Day. Applause Day. Happy Applause Day. Why is there an accent on the end?
Applause Day. I don't know. But it's after Saturday, so you get like 2 full weekend days.
I don't think my liver could handle Applause Day.
Oh, that's a good point. Applause Day is deadly.
Just going to put that out there.
Good thing there's no Applause Day.
Yeah, good thing there's no Applause Day. Happy Friday, though, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot to get into today. We're going to talk some money because cash rules everything.
Cash
around
cream, baby.
Me. The details of Jaden Rashada's Florida NIL contract were leaked to The Athletic. So I'm just curious as to what you think about all these things. Obviously, ASU is not giving him this kind of money. Yeah. Okay, so we heard the $13-14 million ballpark for this NIL deal for Jaden Rashada at Florida. So they weren't kidding. It was about $13.8 million when it was all said and done. So he would have gotten $500,000 up front. $500,000 up front. $250,000 a month as a freshman. As a freshman. Before we get into the rest, can you imagine getting $250,000 every month as a freshman in college?
No.
Like, what do you do with that?
I can't imagine getting. I can't imagine getting more than like $5,000 a month as a 24-year-old. $250,000 a month in college. I would own the school. I would run it. I literally the problem with me too, especially at that age, who wanted to impress people, and also not to fucking pat on the back. I feel like I'm a rather generous person. So if I had all that money and just a bunch of people I was trying to impress, oh my god, I'd be handing out cash. Dog, it would be a problem. I can't, especially
first purchase as a freshman, $250,000 a month.
Oh, the nicest car I can get. Easy. I'm flexing on everybody in Gainesville. You shitting me? I'm driving all over in a Galaxy wrapped Maserati. That'd be crazy. I'm gonna call out Lando Norris, get one of his McLarens.
Charles in the chat, that's a lot of coin. Absolutely, that is
too much.
And coin. So that was his freshman year, mind you. This is after the $500,000 that he got up front. So you have a freshman season. It is what it is. You're good. You're bad. It don't really matter because guess what? As a sophomore, he would have got $291,000 for just being a sophomore a month again. What?
That's so stupid, bro.
Who is giving this amount of money to a kid who hasn't proved himself at all at this level?
Yeah, and I know we like to talk about him. He was a 5-star, whatever. This isn't Arch Manning. He was clearly a low 5-star because he's a 4-star now. You're paying all that money to a 4-star quarterback? Really?
I just don't know how you...
all props to Jaden. Go get the bag, young man, which I guess he didn't do, but...
You got to have dumb money. You gotta have stupid. You gotta have fuck you money.
That's too much money.
You gotta have fuck you money to give this amount of money to a child.
Because you're literally buying a human, basically. You're
pretty much.
Yeah, it is fuck you money.
It's like the world's most expensive Netflix, but for a quarterback. Because you're paying that monthly.
Yeah, it's yeah.
And then as a junior, if the $250,000 to $291,000 wasn't enough for you. Why don't we just bump that up to $375,000? I don't even care what you do as a sophomore in your season. Let's give you an $80,000 raise a month.
And then he's going to turn 21 that year, presumably. Oh my!
Oh God! I didn't even think about that.
To be 21, could you imagine if he got that money here? To be 21,
you'd be
in
dead.
Tempe/Scottsdale with literally millions of dollars would be such a problem. And I would have to imagine it would have been a problem in Gainesville as well. I mean, listen, man, this is welcome to college football. Like, this is just where we're at now. They got a lot of money and they're going to give it to people. Like, I think that's what people don't realize is that, like, there's a lot of rich people who just really like football. And to them, it's not about giving a teenager all this money. It's about paying for a better football program. Like, you're a big fan of a football team, you're just paying for it to be better.
But you're not guaranteed.
You're not. But
that
I mean,
better.
yeah, obviously. But it's
like, it's not like there's no incentives in this contract.
No, it's an
NIL
investment
deal.
for sure. But I mean, investing is something that only rich people can do.
Yeah,
it's like you got to have extra money to throw around, and this is how some rich people choose to spend their money.
Yeah, that's
shit.
true.
If I was a billionaire, you don't think that ASU would have all the best recruits in the country, or at least have them in the building? Because they damn sure would. If I had that kind of money, for selfish reasons, it's not even so much about ASU or Rashada or anything. It's like, I like this football program and I want them to be better, so I'm gonna spend money on it because I got it. That's college football. Not every school has that, though.
That's true.
Which is why Jaden Rashada probably isn't getting this kind of money at ASU.
Jason and Chad can see where that would cause locker room issues. Hey, man, that could be why our thumbnail title is "Let me hold a dollar."
Let me hold a dollar.
You're gonna be, when you got that kind of money, you're gonna have a lot of people be asking for handouts.
But honestly, like, if you're the offensive line, you're probably happy he's getting this money because come Christmas time, you're all getting TVs.
Chris is in
the building.
I was about to say Chris is in the chat, but she's in the building.
She's quite literally here. But yeah, man, this is just college. This is college sports. Get used to it because you, like we said, Rashada, great recruit, not the best recruit. So if a guy like this is getting this kind of money,
I mean, that's a ton of money, dude. And then a senior year, you know, regardless of what he did his junior year, going to bring that down $195,000 a month as a senior, totaling the $13.85 million. Again, this was reported by The Athletic that these were the details of Jaden Rashada's failed NIL contract at Florida. Again, he's not getting that money here, man.
No, but I don't want to say he deserves it, but at the same time, like, they're making this
go get your bag, dude.
So much money.
Yeah.
And they are putting on essentially the same risk that NFL players are putting on. Like, obviously, NFL, they play more games. It's more whatever. But I mean, it's still football. There's a tremendous risk there. And there's so many kids who, you know, they go to college thinking they're going to play football and they get hurt and their career's over and they don't know what to do. This kind of money can set up young kids for life, damn near. And especially some of these kids, like, who are coming out of hard situations. You look a kid in the face, you offer this, like, you're going to change. You're going to not just change my life, you're going to change my mom's life, you're going to change my grandma's life, my siblings. Like, that's good. Like, to me, obviously there's a lot of problems that can come with this, but to get these young men, and I can't help but acknowledge the fact that it's predominantly young black men, get this kind of money, I am all the way there for it.
Well, you think about it in this situation, right? Unlike other quarterbacks, unlike other sports, even 5-10 years ago, is Jaden Rashada. Let's say this NIL contract played out the way that it's kind of laid out in front of us right now, and you don't even have to play in the NFL. Yeah. If I'm Jaden Rashada, or if I'm a quarterback that has got a $13.85 million NIL deal sitting in front of me, I'm thinking about this: what is best for me, what is best for my future, what is best for everything, right?
Yeah.
I play from my freshman year all the way through my senior year. Fuck the NFL. I get my $13.8 million. And $13.8 million, you don't need to work ever again. You don't need to go to the NFL at that point.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously maybe he would want to. Maybe he would want to make a little bit extra. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have a couple extra $1 million in your bank account at the end of the day, but $13.8 million is good enough, and you wouldn't need to advance your career at all, right? Like, to your point about setting him up for life, you hear a lot about the NFL, whether it's their rookie contract, they'll do that, and then they'll be done.
Yeah.
Happens a lot of time, they'll get their bag and they'll be done, which I totally understand, but now you're getting into an age of sports and college football specifically to where you don't even need to take that risk of going to the NFL. Yeah. You can get your bag in college, and these numbers are only going to get bigger in my mind, right? So you get your $13.8 million, and then you're done. So the interesting point of this, right? You see a contract like this, and obviously, or the NIL deal, and it failed or whatever. But when you start to see these things actually get done, right? The next major quarterback to go get a 13 point whatever $1 million NIL deal. You know when you're going to start seeing restrictions, and I guarantee it, is when you get a guy like a Jaden Rashada who gets a $13.8 million NIL deal, opts not to go to the league. And you know who's going to be calling the board of directors at the NCAA? Commissioner Roger Goodell, because that looks awful to not have.
I think
best players.
To be quite honest, I think you're making up a problem that won't exist.
Really?
I don't think kids are not going to go to the NFL. Like I think the bigger issue you might run into is the kids who money was the motivation for them. Like them putting in the effort to get to the NFL, but I don't think anybody's going. Kids who haven't played football their whole life with the goal, the dream of making it to the NFL, or just because they finally got the money, are not going to go. I'm not worried about that. Another thing I want to acknowledge is, like, I think a lot of people look at this being like, that's such a big risk to give these kids money. Yeah, but it's not your risk.
Yeah,
and it's not the program's risk. This isn't professional sports where, like, you give somebody a big contract. Oh, they don't pan out. Oh, well, now you don't have the cap space. And obviously, like, these boosters aren't just like, you don't have endless money. So I'm sure you
pretty
give
close,
one kid,
though, it feels
but like you give one kid a $14 million contract, it doesn't pan out. You're probably not super keen on giving another kid a $14 million contract. But in general, like, it's not a salary cap. It's not the program's money. Like, it in theory is an unlimited supply of money. So, like, that's why I'm like, fucking get in where you fit in. Like, get everybody their money, whatever.
Look, hear me out, right? So I understand that. The endless money thing and the, failed NIL contract is what it is. But you got to look at schools that have giant donors, right? And I don't want to say it's taking it off the rails, but relating it to Arizona in a sense. Matt Ishbia, right? Michigan State. He's a billionaire now.
Yes.
I don't think if he has an athlete on the basketball team or the football team that he gives 13, 14, 15 million dollars to, that if that doesn't pan out, that he's not going to be like, oh, well, there's another one. You know what I mean? Like, the $13 million to him when you're a billionaire doesn't mean anything. And I understand that not every university has billionaire donors, but, like, for the ones that do, the 15, 16, 17 million dollar NIL deals, they don't really mean shit to them.
Yeah, but at the same time, they didn't become billionaires by giving away money. Like, they're not just going to keep handing out. Yeah, but it's not like if they don't work.
$1 billion is such a ridiculous amount of money, like, to even comprehend.
No, I get that, but it's, I don't know.
Like, if you had let's and again, we don't. If you had $20 billion,
yes,
and you paid $14 million for the best quarterback in the nation who pans out, or who doesn't pan out, ends up being just a total bust. You telling me there's another 5-star quarterback on the market the very next season or the very next, recruiting cycle that you're not throwing $14, $15 million at?
No,
when you
I might
$20
be.
billion?
I might be, but if that one is a bust, I'm not sure how inclined. Like, I'm not going to just keep doing it. Like, there's going to be a limit to it, and also, like, it depends, like, what kind of booster you are, right? Like, if I'm here at ASU, I pay $15 million for a quarterback that doesn't pan out, I'm looking for a point guard. Like, I might just move off of football. Like, so it's gonna depend a lot on a lot of, like, it's gonna depend on the individual. I mean, you mentioned Ishbia, like, he's huge booster. I mean, they gave the head football coach there like a 10-year contract because Ishbia gave them money. Like, Ishbia is part of the reason that happened.
Mel Tucker, right?
Yeah, Mel Tucker. Yeah, I forgot his name. I mean, obviously, bring them up a lot. Syracuse, they have one really big booster. They just got I believe a 5-star recruit. He might have been high 4-star. They got a highly touted recruit because this booster flew him to Syracuse, sat him courtside with A Boogie and Fabulous, and he's like, oh, this is kind of cool. I want to go to school here. Like, it really is going to depend on each booster or each school and how they want to deploy any kind of resource they have, how they want to go about deploying it. Like, it is going to be and I know this is not like an original take, but it's the wild, wild west. Like, every school is going to be in its own unique situation, I feel like.
Michael brings up an interesting point in the chat, like, what happens next 30, 50 million like it's just going to keep growing.
Yeah, but so what? You could say the same thing about pro sports. These are kids who are coming.
But that's the thing though, is about like it's not an issue now because it's college and you're not seeing these people, you're not seeing these athletes opt out of going professional. But in reality, like there is definitely kids out there, there's definitely high-level athletes out there that just want to make their bag. And like as reports, as things, medical things, specifically with contact sports, and you look at football, start to come out over the years, right? In the health effects of it all.
Yeah.
I think if you're getting $30 to $50 million as a college athlete, which is a ridiculous astronomical number, there is seriously no point to going to the league. I understand the dream of it, right? But at that point, you're risking.
But what's the point of signing a second contract in the NFL?
You make way more money, depending on if you.
But that's how this is going to work too. If the money's going up in college, the money's going up in the pros too. There's going to be they're always going to make more money at the next level.
But that's not the thing. The thing is people saying like they have enough, right? Is there's going to be a point where there's a college athlete that makes $30 million in college that would have been a top 10 pick in the NFL. That's just like, you know what? The risk isn't worth the reward here. I've got my bag and I'm done.
I don't think that will happen. Because if it would happen, then you would see that in the NFL. There would be plenty of people who got rookie there'd be a lot more Andrew Lucks, and there's not. It's just the reality of it. Like,
yeah, but we didn't have an Andrew Luck till an Andrew Luck.
And there has been none since.
Yeah, but that happened, what, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, which is like it was kind of a while ago in the context of the NFL, especially when you had a motherfucker die on the field this year and people aren't retiring. Like, these guys just love football. You don't get to the point to even make this kind of money if you don't live and breathe football.
It's all interesting.
It's definitely Wild West, but I am not. There's issues with it for sure. Like I'm worried about these boosters taking advantage of these young kids, stuff like that. But I am not concerned that it's gonna like actually like it's gonna ruin the NFL, for example. I don't care about that, and I don't think kids are gonna stop caring about football just because they're making their money. Personally,
it's something fun to just consider.
No, for
just
sure.
To throw out there.
It is. There's a lot's going to change. There's going to be a lot to talk about in this regard over the next decade at least.
Look, if I had $13.8 million, I know exactly where I'd be spending some of that. That is on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I'd be trying to turn 13 mil into 26 mil. Guys.
That's how you lose 13 mil.
Exactly. That's why I'm signing another NIL deal.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Guys, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PHNX. You don't even have to spend $13 million because new customers can bet just $5 on Super Bowl 57. And guess what, Shawn? You can get $200 in bonus bets instantly only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code PHNX. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for more details. I know that the Diamondback show was in here before we went. They were talking there all birds. I'm going the Chiefs. I know you're leaning toward the birds too. I am birds. I want the Chiefs to win. I'm rooting for the Chiefs because I like Patrick Mahomes and I want him. He's the most talented quarterback of all time, and I want him to have the resume of the greatest quarterback of all time. But also, if Jalen Hurts wins, I'm not going to be sad about it because I like him too. There's a lot of likable people in this Super Bowl. Yes, I'm rooting for the Eagles strictly because I hate the Chiefs. I hate Philadelphia. I'm not going to say that too loud because I'm pretty sure Susie out here is a Birds fan, but I think they have annoying fans. I got in an argument this morning with somebody who said that it is ridiculous that Jalen Hurts only got one MVP vote. That's not how MVP voting works. The best player should get the vote, and if you're going to sit here and look at me and tell me that Jalen Hurts is more valuable to the Eagles and that stacked ass offense than Patrick Mahomes is. However you look at MVP. But no, but either way, Patrick Mahomes was the best player in the league, or at least the best quarterback. We all know it's quarterback award. Best quarterback in the league and the most valuable to their team. Well, my argument in that is the people that think Jalen Hurts should have been named MVP were probably high on OGs. Yeah. You were talking about turning that 13 mil into 26 mil. I'm turning that 13 mil into OGs. Like, just middle on the gummies, and because they're not just any gummies. You can go to your local dispensary. Fine, they got a selection of gummies. Blah blah blah. You can just get whatever. That's fine for some people, but if you are living on a higher plane like we are, and you want the best, then you get OGs. Bro, you'll be on a higher plane. You will be on a higher plane because them shits hit. But that's a nice thing too, as I like to talk about. You could do like we do. We're at a point where we could take. Well, I can take 2 OGs and be completely fine. He takes 2 OGs and he turns into a demigod, or at least he thinks he turns into a demigod. No, I do. Yeah, fair enough. So you can start with the 3 milligram microdose,
work your way up until you're taking the full boys, the 10 milligrams. Then you can take a couple of them, and it's for everyone. Just regardless of what level of cannabisiosity, I made that word up, you're at.
Cannabisiosity.
It's cannabis and curiosity mixed together.
I got you. It's not a word.
I know canna curious is like an actual term that people use. Canna curiosity. I guess I probably should have said that. Anyways, if you are canna curious, check out OG's. And their new strawberries and cream flavor is hitting the shelves soon. A little THC CBD happy balance. So check them out. As always, you can find them at your local dispensary and at ogsbrands.com. But as always, you must be 21 or older to enjoy.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
Let's shift from football. They're back! ASU softball, man.
They're a bunch of dogs.
They are a bunch of dogs. Started the season already 2-0. They got a couple games today. They got Northern Illinois here in a little bit. Actually, did that game already get started?
There's a chance. I don't know.
I think it might have already gotten started. And guess who they got in game 2 today?
Who's that?
The Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Team Sun Devils here. Just saying.
Yeah, actually.
ASU softball. They went 2-0 yesterday. They won their first game 6-3 in extras, and then they dominated San Diego State in game 2, 8-2. I do want to get into really that season opener because this is a team obviously with a lot of new faces, specifically at head coach Megan Bartlett, her first game as the head coach. And not only did they win, they overcome the game where they were down 3-0, where they had 3 errors.
Yeah.
Ended up with 11 hits in doubling up their opponent to win 6-3. Shawn, just what does it mean, do you think, for this group specifically now with Megan Bartlett to get started the way they did?
Oh, I mean, I think it's invaluable. I think there was a lot of questions after how last season, not necessarily how the season ended, but everything that happened in the offseason with obviously Coach Ford leaving and all the transfers that left with her or because she left. There were questions about what this team would be, and obviously coming into the season, they were relatively highly regarded. But I didn't know. I didn't know what it's going to be like, and I didn't get to watch the game. Yesterday was a busy day, so I saw, started off with, I think it was a Yanni double.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, we're back. Like, ASU softball is back. And the next time I look, they're losing 3-0. And I was like, oh no, this might not be good. And then I look, and they won 6-3. And it's like, okay, this is ASU softball. They're a bunch of dogs. Yeah, I mean, the 3 errors is concerning.
It's early, though.
Yeah, and I mean, they only gave up 3 runs in, like, it was one bad inning that ASU had in that game. They gave up 3 runs in the 5th, but they clearly have the bats to hang.
100%.
And CSUN, it's not Texas, it's not Oklahoma, like it's not one of these big time programs, but to start your season off like that on a win is, like I said, it's invaluable. I think it's huge for just the start of the Bartlett era.
Oh yeah, and you look at some of the players, right? Specifically, I mean, McKenna Harper in game 1. 4 RBIs, 2 hits, 2 runs. She was the player that got it done for ASU. You look in extras, she tripled to center field. That was a 2-run RBI that she had. Jazz Hill scored. And I want to say Marissa Schold scored as well there. Yeah. So it just to get that down the run from players, you didn't know. You knew what you were getting from Yanni Acuna. You knew what you were getting for Jazz Hill. And really, that's it. Right. Obviously, there's players from last season. Emily Cazares, Marissa Schold, McKenna Harper. You knew that they were coming back. Jordan Van Hook, even like players from last season's team that didn't necessarily have the role that they're going to have this year, because last year you had players like an Alina Torres. Mm-hmm. You had players like a Sid Sanders. And now it's really it's put up or shut up time really early on for them this season. And McKenna Harper took care of business in game 1. And then it was all Yanni Acuna in game 2. She hit a homer in the second inning. To put ASU up 3-0 against future Pac-12 opponent SDSU. Potential future opponent. But yeah, to get that from her in just game 1, she had a decent game, but then game 2, obviously she did what she did. Emily Cazares also having herself a great game 2. She had a run, she had a hit, an RBI, a walk. I'm really excited to see what she does, because she was a girl last year that really stepped up in the postseason in terms of pinch hitting. And she's smaller. She like you look at her and you're like, there's no way that she can really go yard, but she can.
Yeah.
Like she crushes that softball sometimes, and it's super impressive. You look at the first five even of this lineup. Yanni Acuna, who I'm just going to say it, top 5 player in the Pac-12, and I don't think it's particularly close. Emily Cazares, who we've just talked about, can go yard. Oh, by the way, third, Jazz Hill. Jazz Rollin, who was one of those players last year who specifically in the postseason you'd see step up from time to time. You'd be like, oh, who's out there? That's Jazz Rollin. And then fifth, McKenna Harper. Like, I am absolutely comfortable with this lineup, and I feel like I've been getting on my soapbox a little bit, just kind of going on. But I'm just so excited for this season to be back, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, there was a lot of turnover, but there are still pieces here, like from the last season, last couple of seasons, and I think that is super, super valuable. I'm really excited to see what kind of player Yanixa Acuna becomes. I think it's awesome that we have sisters on the team.
Yeah.
I just think
you got 2 groups of sisters.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah,
I just think this team is so much fun, and we've said it before. Covering this team is the most fun that I have had covering ASU sports. This team is going to be an electric factory. Like I said, they clearly have the bats. I think, especially after with some of the names that they lost, the pitching was the question, but at least in day one, they got the job done. I'm really excited to see what we get from Marissa Scholl this year.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a good start. That's all you could really ask for at this point.
Pitching is going to be the concern.
Yeah. I like that they had one win that was dominant and one win they had to fight behind. So like even early on, they have started to show. They've shown that they can win different kinds of games.
Is ASU softball your favorite team?
Like at ASU?
Yeah. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I love what Kenny Dillingham does.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm excited to see football. Basketball, Bobby Hurley's team's obviously electric at times. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I get more excited than watching ASU softball.
I don't think so either. Because I mean the others I don't think it's so much exciting. And like it's fun to watch on TV, sure, but I mean you get to Club Farrington and there is not an atmosphere, even amongst the ASU sports, there's not an atmosphere anywhere like it. Like it's so unique. It's like intimate, but also just loud and energetic.
It's a vibe.
A vibe is an understatement, man. It is. Get out there for sure. Like go support them in person. I am so excited too. They don't get back here until next Thursday.
Yeah.
So I might have to get out there. A little
home
BYU
opener
action.
Home opener, baby.
We'll see. 6 p.m. after work. We'll see. I don't know what the schedule looks like next week, but I'm definitely excited to get out there, and you should be too. I mean, it is genuinely so much fun.
It's a lot of fun,
and it is in large part because of the energy that the women on the team provide.
Yeah,
like it is infectious.
And Bartlett fits that vibe.
Yeah,
right. Like I think last year you could say whatever you want about Trisha Ford. She's obviously a phenomenal coach, but it almost felt Bill Belichick like to me.
Yeah,
right. And that's not a bad thing. By any means.
It's different for sure.
But Bartlett is way more of a I'm in your face, like I'm just the energy coach.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing like with Bill Belichick. And it's not necessarily the case with Trisha Ford, but that being said, there were things that you heard about her tenure that may not have been great. But with Bill Belichick, people hate playing for him. But they also it's Bill Belichick and he wins, and so they tolerate it.
Yeah.
Not every coach can behave like that. You have to have a certain amount of I guess, like cred to do that. Which Bartlett, first time head coach, like doesn't necessarily have that. But I am a fan of this coaching style more, where it is much more of like a, like you said, she's providing me energy. She's part of the team as opposed to it being like a kind of manager player situation. It seems more of like a cohesive unit, and obviously it's early on, so that can all change. But I a lot to be excited about, and in a bigger picture thing, shout out Uncle Ray Anderson.
Uncle Ray, like,
looks like he made another good hire.
Yeah,
just saying.
If you're at all interested, Texas A&M won their season opener yesterday.
Did Oklahoma ever win theirs? Because they did. It was 0-0 late against Liberty.
So Texas A&M and Trisha Ford won 12-2. I believe they mercy ruled Tarleton. Yesterday.
Screw Tarleton though.
And then, if you're at all wondering how Oklahoma softball did, they beat Duke in their season opener. I believe the final 4-0, And Sid Sanders had 1 run, 1 hit, and Alina Torres had 1 at bat.
That's so
before I believe she was pinch hit for.
Did you still have the A&M lineup?
Did
Riley Valentine play at all?
Let me check for you.
Yet another guest we had that did us dirty. But
It do be like that. Oh,
I can't be mad at her.
Valentine. Oh, she was hit by a pitch at some point.
Oh, damn.
But it looks like she had herself, let's see, 1 run, 1 RBI.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, if you don't know, Riley Valentine, former AFC recruit who we had on the show.
Did us dirty.
I get mad sometimes because I'm like, damn, they did us dirty. And then I remember we were talking to a 17-year-old girl. So live your life.
And then, so Oklahoma, they won their first game yesterday.
And they barely escaped against
Liberty.
That's
Liberty.
what I was talking about.
That was a 1-0 game, and their only run. No, I'm not gonna say it was Burrito reached on an error. They scored their run on an error in that game.
I thought you were gonna say a Sid Sanders solo
and that
shot,
was in the
and that would have been
that was
sick
an
to
extra,
my stomach.
Dude. The number 1 softball team in the nation went to the wire with Liberty and won on an error. That's crazy.
Don't look now. They're gonna be fine.
Sid
It's Oklahoma.
Sanders
They're
get a hit.
They're still a wagon dog. That is fascinating that it was close. I had seen that yesterday, but I'm just happy that bat and ball is back, man.
Yeah, you get ASU baseball next week. You know who they open with?
Who?
Future Pac-12 opponent, San Diego State.
Allegedly.
It is crazy.
Potentially.
The amount of times now, ever since SMU and San Diego State,
Yeah, ever since
up,
Kleofkov went there,
it's all I see. It's the script.
They women's tennis beat SMU. They beat. Obviously, they just beat San Diego State.
They beat Temple. SMU beat Temple the other day in basketball.
Really?
Yeah.
Obviously, they might come. Baseball's going to play them. Basketball beat SMU earlier this year. And did Arizona beat SDSU? They did. Football, right?
ASU?
SDSU. U of A. They beat.
I don't know.
I think they're pretty sure they beat
played.
SDSU at the beginning of the season. Yeah, they did because it was the first game at SDSU's new stadium, and I'm pretty sure they ruined that. So,
you're right.
The Pac owns y'all.
Just
Welcome.
saying. It is
Open arms.
What it is.
What it is.
I mean, bat and ball for Arizona State is full of a bunch of dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So, sounds like the perfect time to talk about Underdog Fantasy. Guys, it's easy to get started. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download the app. Sign up with promo code PHNX, and Underdog is going to match your first deposit up to 100 bones. And while we're talking about that dog fantasy app, let's talk about some Super Bowl boosters that they got for you guys. Yep. Choose correctly. If Pat Mahomes is going to have higher or lower than 314.5 total yards to increase your maximum payout, get this, from 20 times to 30 times, guys. If you get all 5 of your pick'ems correct, or you can make the toughest decision of your life. You ready, Shawn? Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Higher or lower, half a total yard.
Shit.
Don't answer now. Just think about it. Think about it.
I'll think about it.
Go get the Underdog Fantasy app, guys. It's easy to get started. Again, download the app, sign up with promo code PHNX, and Underdog is going to match your first deposit up to 100 bazones.
York. Shout out Zona Tucson. They beat SDSU in football and basketball. Listen, Arizona owns SDSU and SMU. You mentioned getting that underdog boost to 30%. If you hit on that, you can buy a lot of burritos. You can go double steak, double bacon on it.
Right now.
Dude, so do I. I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten all day.
Burrito Express tomorrow? What time? The timing's going to be a little off.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
I'm going to get BE because I'm definitely going to be hammered.
Burrito Express for your Super Bowl party.
Oh, yeah. Facts.
For your Super Bowl party, or the following Monday when you're hungover from whatever took place.
Actually, facts. Can we have Burrito Express Monday?
I think we do.
Oh.
Is Monday not Burrito Express?
I don't know if it's Burrito Express.
I don't know. It might be, but either way, we might have to.
As a Sun Devil collective, I'll make sure that we have Burrito Express.
Nice. Hell yeah. Appreciate you.
I got you. Just send me your orders, guys.
We'll do. My order is a steak and egg. Add bacon. Add cheese. Take out the tomatoes. I love it. You love it too. The
streets love it.
The streets love it. So head down to buy 2 Burrito Express, and if you buy a $25 Burrito Express gift card, you get a free burrito. You add that free burrito on top of all the burritos you're getting with your underdog winnings. That's a lot of really good burritos. All I'm saying.
Bertos.
You can go extra meat on them. All I'm saying. So head over to your nearby Burrito Express location today and Burrito Express.
Get it in ya. Without further ado,
Yeah.
it is Friday. You know what that means?
What does it mean?
This is hot or not. I don't know why I did that like that.
Hot or not.
Hot or not.
Hot or not.
With no Shane again. Who's hot this week, Leah?
Well, I've put a lot of thought into this.
have
And the
you?
winner of Hot or Not.
It sounded like 30 seconds ago you were going to say you didn't know.
She said the winner.
Oh, no, not the winner. That's not what I meant.
The hottest.
Shit. No, the person who is hot this week is...
Not Totri.
Attaboy.
Yeah. It's the
Sean's
jersey.
always hot, dude. Sean's always hot.
Facts, but it's the jersey today.
It's the jersey, but also in the trenches all week together. Me and
Yeah,
Sean.
we have been going through it.
We're on the Miami vibes. We talked
are
about
on the
this
Miami
earlier.
vibes. Yeah, we do have a very South Beachy look to us today. Thank you for making me hot today. I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome. All
Hey,
right.
Leah, what's our first topic today?
Your first topic is the Waste Management Open. Hot or not?
Actually, I'm going to go... Oh, this is a tough one. This is barely hot for me. Barely. I'm not a giant golf guy. So, like, when I go out there, I'm just there for the vibes. I'm there for the drinking. I'm there for the fun. I'm there for the tan. I'm there for, like, the vibes. Not necessarily there for the golf. Now, if good golf takes place, cool. If it doesn't, I don't really sweat about it. But I went to Waste Management yesterday, was rocking the bad birdie, got a little bit of a tan, and had a drink with the boys. Like, it was overall a good time, but also got the tickets for free. So couldn't tell you that I would have been as excited to go if I had to drop a little bit of a bag on a ticket.
The Waste Management Open is stupid as shit. I think it's absolute. I don't understand it. I think if you like golf, the Waste Management Open is one of the dumbest tournaments you could go to because you won't get to watch all the golf. Otherwise, it's just a darty. You're just getting drunk and standing outside in the heat. No, thank you.
I hate that word.
Darty?
Yeah.
Would you prefer dager?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a dager, and you just stand outside and get drunk, but you got to pay like 80 whatever. I don't know how much tickets cost. You got to pay a lot of money for
I
tickets.
think general admission's 80, and then like the drinks are like 12.
Yeah, it was $10 a beer.
No.
Okay, but hear me out. The Skybox thing that they have. So $150 a ticket, but all you can eat food and drinks all day long. And obviously all the holes have different Skyboxes. So you can go to every single one with your wristband.
That's kind of a vibe. There's just too many people there, and I feel like the only thing that makes Waste Management Open special is the 17th hole or 16th hole, 16th hole. And it's stupid. Like if you don't get there at 5 a.m. and sprint there, you're not going.
Yeah,
you don't get to see it.
And I don't fuck with getting up that early in the morning.
Exactly. It's an absolute. It's dumb. And I do like golf. Like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I'm not Jacob. I'm not like a diehard golf person. I can't name you a bunch of people, but I can watch it. I can throw it on TV and vibe to it. Especially if the weather's nice 70 degrees, windows open, birds chirping,
Sun's out.
That's a vibe. I could rock with some.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
But being there is the furthest thing from a vibe. There's far too many people. It's hot. There's too many way too drunk. I don't like drunk people. Like that.
Oh, I saw Steve Smith Sr. there yesterday.
Damn, really?
Yeah. He was a cool guy.
That's cool. That's one cool thing about Waste Management Open. It brings out a lot of celebrities. And I will say, like, it is cool when someone hits a hole in one and everyone's throwing up the beer. Like, that's cool. Like, I can appreciate that. But
that's one of the coolest things in sports.
Yeah. It's an incredibly unique and, like, awesome sporting environment. I won't deny that. Just going to the Waste Management Open, I had very, very, very little interest in doing it.
Okay, that's fair. What's topic number 2?
All right, topic number 2 on the same theme, and I already know how you feel about this if you watch TPSP. Hot or not, the city that you live in hosting the Super Bowl.
Not hot.
It's the
Fuck
worst
that.
thing
It's
ever.
the worst thing in the world. All the roads are closed. Most of the people here are assholes.
Yeah, because half of them are from Philly.
Well, yeah, and the other half's from fucking Missouri.
Well, don't. Petey's wife's from Missouri.
Well, Petey's wife's an exception.
Okay, fair enough.
But yes, the majority of people from Pennsylvania are awful.
I made that up.
What?
Petey's wife's from Iowa.
She's from
right?
Iowa.
But she's a Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
Ew. I just don't like. It's awful. It's
the worst thing.
All of the cool places I like to go normally are packed full of people, or there is a cover to get in, or there's a wait, or the street's closed.
Yep.
Go home, guys.
Yeah.
I've been saying, go home, watch all of these things from the comfort of your own home.
Yeah.
Get out of my city.
I like the part, like I like some of the people, like the names that it brings to the city. Like I think it's cool that there's important people around, and like I got breakfast the other day with somebody that was only in town because of the Super Bowl. So like there's cool parts to just having like the sports world kind of focus in on the spot that you're at. But in general, it is terrible. Like Jason says it perfect. Rich jerks descending on Glendale to create traffic. Newsflash, they've descended on downtown Phoenix, Tempe, and Scottsdale.
It's awful.
They're
Get out of here.
They're everywhere. I thought it would be cool. Like leading up to it was cool because you started seeing all the signage everywhere. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of a vibe. Like I've never lived in a big city where I've never been in a big city where they're hosting a big event like this. Like I lived in upstate New York. I thought it'd be cool. It's not. I was gonna go home yesterday at one point because it's been a tough week and I wanted to just take a little bit of a break in between shows. I couldn't because the traffic was impossible to get out of because the NFL honors were right here. It's dumb. It's a waste of time.
Big events in general coming to your city, not awful. Like the best event that I think ever came here was the Final Four. It was a lot of fun. You don't get all the craziness that you get with the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's just better. But the Super Bowl, fuck no.
It is like next level snowbirds. It's ridiculous. Far too many people here. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that like I know I said Philly fans are assholes.
They are.
I haven't had like bad experiences with any people here. Like I haven't had like people be dicks or anything. It's just there's too many of them. It's the presence of them is overwhelming and I do not like it. I just don't want to have to change my life for tourists.
Get out of Phoenix.
I've been here 2 years. Like I'm not even sitting here and pretend I'm a diehard Phoenician. I wasn't born and raised here.
Well, I have. On behalf of me, welcome to the party.
Yeah.
Get out of
my city.
Next.
Okay, final topic. This is a repeat topic for the first time. I think you can guess. This is the and now I'm curious because circumstances have changed 1 year later. Hot or not, Valentine's Day.
Can I expose myself for a second?
Yeah.
So I've made jokes on here about being single and stuff like that. And I don't remember why. I was texting with my ex-girlfriend about something a while ago, and she had said something along the lines of,
"Excuse me, wait. You're not gonna just gloss over that."
I mean, I don't talk to her. It was like I had to text her about something, and I forget how it came up. We were just talking about whatever, and she said something along the lines of, and I realized you'll realize that as I'm saying this, I'm taking a very large risk saying this, but it's whatever.
Oh God.
She was like, oh, I just kind of figured you were okay with all the jokes you make on your show, and I was like, oh, you still watch? Oh, I was not. I didn't see that coming. I was very thrown off by it. That being said,
you didn't expose yourself. You exposed her.
Oh yeah. Well,
God damn.
That being said, that being said,
man.
I don't know how I feel about Valentine's Day. I've never been in this position before. Because like prior to it, I had never been in like a real long-term relationship, so I didn't really care. Valentine's Day in theory is hot. I'm okay with having the opportunity to gotta turn the chair around. I'm okay with having a special opportunity to express to someone you love how much you love them and spoil somebody. But I just find it annoying when people are aggressive about it. I just I get you're in love. That's cool. Be in love together. Don't be in love around
with
me.
All of us.
I think if you post something on Valentine's Day, you're a clown. Because it's not about this is a slight tangent. Why are you posting about your relationship? And not in general. I understand that you love somebody, you want people to know that you love them. Whatever. Posting a picture with somebody in general is fine. But if you're, oh my God, I want to take this opportunity to tell you how much I love you and blah, 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 say it to them. I don't need to know that. I don't give a shit. And if anything, you're making people feel shitty about themselves. Fuck off. Have your moment together, not with the rest of the world.
All right. Here we go. Fuck Valentine's Day. It has been a long minute since your boy's been in a relationship and could actually celebrate Valentine's Day. I was the type of guy that went all out, right? I was the fucking balloon surprise, the dinners. I don't even
remember what
everything.
I did for Valentine's Day
Brother,
last year.
I was
you went bowling.
Very first relationship, I went all out. Surprised my girl on Valentine's, like balloons, her favorite food, fucking pictures of it, like so
Coach
much
Reed,
fucking
this is
shit.
so on brand for you.
Like I did.
I'm the
so
same way
much
though.
shit.
I'm like a yeah. I feel
Shawn, you went bowling.
I believe you. I just don't remember it.
And then like once you get, this just like sounds like a woes me. Once you get your heart ripped out enough, then there's just nothing left to like give on February 14th. You know, like fuck the chocolate, fuck the flowers. I don't care that much. I'm gonna have a beer. I'm gonna have a Burrito Express burrito, and that's gonna be me loving my fucking self on Valentine's Day, which everybody should do every day. But Valentine's Day, man, it is one day out of the year for everybody to flaunt their relationship and that they love this person and woe's me, and guess what? In 6 months, you're not gonna be together type shit. Look, Valentine's Day, fuck you as a day. Cupid, fuck you too. You're a shitty
Little baby
fictional baby character that's kind of
Chocolate going on sale on February 15th.
Yeah, now you're talking my language.
That's hot.
You're talking my language.
I don't like chocolate.
Nah, I mean, there's white chocolates. There's
That's
candies in general.
Yo, you want to celebrate Valentine's Day together?
No.
Oh, okay, I bet.
No, I'd rather be alone. On that day,
See, man,
on
that's what
that
I'm
day
saying.
specifically,
You trust people and they just rip your fucking heart out.
You're telling me that spending Valentine's Day with one of your bros is not just going to make it worse?
If we're just getting high playing video games, eating burritos,
Valid. No, I can't get high on Valentine's Day, which I probably will anyways. But I get emotional when I get high. That's gonna be bad. I'm like my last two Valentine's Day. I genuinely cannot remember what I did last Valentine's Day. The Valentine's Day before that, I had asked the girlfriend I had before out, like to be my girlfriend on Valentine's Day.
that's corny as
By
fuck.
March 14th,
That's corny.
it wasn't because it was Valentine's Day. It was just kind of the timeline. By March 14th, we weren't together anymore. So I might. But
Valentine's Day,
said,
not hot.
that being said, if someone's trying to spend Valentine's Day with me, and I know
Brother,
this chat is probably not the one to reach out to, because I don't know, Jason. I don't know what you're trying to do on the 14th.
Jason's
but
married, bro.
He said the missus doesn't like Valentine's Day.
Anybody
So
got any daughters in the chat? Just saying.
relax.
Okay.
I'm looking for. I am
saying.
more of a mom guy.
Brother.
What? What'd you say?
Look, Jason in the chat with the real love, and it's not even Valentine's Day. Jason
$9.99 super
with
chat.
the super chat. Love you guys. Love you too, Jason.
Love you too. But nah, I definitely I'm not gonna pretend I'm not fickle. I hate Valentine's Day until I'm in a relationship, and I love it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you guys. Look, if you're like us and you're single, you know what you're going to be doing on Valentine's Day? You're going to be drinking some Four Peaks. And if you haven't had a chance to try Arizona's #1 wheat ale in Wow Wheat, then come on down to Old Town Boondocks for the Tailgate Time Machine. Saturday, February 11th, while we're talking Tailgate Time Machine, maybe you guys can time machine back to when you guys celebrated Valentine's Day and were actually happy. Try Four Peaks' newest innovation. It's packed full of Arizona citrus flavor, perfect for light drinking in the desert sun. Or if you're like us and you're single, heavy drinking. Must be 21 years or older to enjoy responsibly.
Do you know the lyrics to What's Next by Drake?
Oh.
If you don't, look it up. That's how I'm trying to spend Valentine's Day. Don't look it up now. Don't look it up. I needed the purpose. I asked you specifically because I didn't think you would know.
Okay. Damn.
Look it up. Look it up after the show. No. Look it up after the show.
Okay. Well, you're going to be drinking on Valentine's Day. Shawn, where are you going to be spending Valentine's Day?
Ooh, I'm gonna be running laps on some happy couples that are like, you want to go karting on Valentine's Day, baby? Yeah. So just be careful.
I didn't like the way you said that.
Be careful. I'm just these are two lovebirds who are being goofy and corny. I love you. You want to go karting?
This in audio probably sounds so weird.
They're gonna go karting, and I'm gonna break the relationship up because
baby.
I'm not gonna
Rev those engines.
I'm not gonna break the relationship up. I'm just gonna make sure that they have the least happy Valentine's Day possible.
Fuck yeah.
Because I'm gonna be running laps around them at Octane Raceway.
There you go.
But Valentine's Day, you can go there Valentine's Day, but make sure you go back and make sure you're there this Sunday for the big game at Mavericks and Octane. They got dozens of 4K TVs, a 20-foot Jumbotron, 5,000 square feet of restaurant featuring a chef-curated menu. That's 5,000 square feet that I can be alone in. Craft beers, custom cocktails. They have I say it every time, like a wood oven like for pizza. They like
I could fuck up
like a brick oven for pizza at Mavericks. It's unbelievable. The pizza, genuinely good. And I have high standards for pizza. So check them out. Like I said, enjoy the Super Bowl experience at Mavericks, and you can book in advance at mavericks.com/thebiggame. That's MAVRIX.com/thebiggame.
Shawn, anything else before we get out of here?
I am sad and lonely. What? I'm very comfortable being single.
You give me a hug?
Yeah.
Okay, man. One day, man.
It's tough in these streets.
One day. It is what it is. The streets.
Leah's laughing at us.
The streets.
Leah,
Yeah.
the one
Mind
in
you,
a
the one
happy
person in his
relationship
office
is just laughing at
Yeah.
us.
Just wait. Just wait. See what happens. We're gonna be.
What?
Motherfucker praying on his downfall. Their downfall.
Are you kidding?
So follow us, guys.
I don't want you to be
Oh my
unhappy, but
God.
I generally don't want people being happier than I am. But that being said, I
That
don't,
being said, it would be awful if you know.
yeah,
It'd be
everyone is invested at
That
this point.
affects 2 of your friends.
It affects
Yeah.
more than 2 of our
It
friends.
affects
It affects
everybody,
us as well.
Everybody. So yeah, guys, follow us on social at PHNX _Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony _Tochi. You can follow the man on the moon at Shane Deef. You can follow Sean DePaz at Sean _DePaz.
Oh, the cool ass rap name as always, apparently. Shout
So
out Brian.
We will see you guys tomorrow. ASU basketball post-game show. They take on the Cal Bears. And Bobby Hurley, if you're listening, you better beat the shit out of those Bears tomorrow. Otherwise, we're going to be coming for that ass, boy. We will see you guys tomorrow. But for now, peace.